Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here, and we are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Friday, December 31st, New Year's Eve slate of games. I'm super excited to go ahead and dive into this one, but first, I did just want to go ahead and say thank you guys so much. I did just go ahead and hit 600 subscribers as of today, December 30th, and so I'm truly so grateful to be able to be doing stuff like this. So now, obviously, our next milestone is going to be 700. Hopefully, we can hit that soon. I would love to be able to hit that soon. But first, I did want to go ahead and address something. I have seen multiple comments, and I'm truly just kind of tired of hearing about it, about my record. So I am going to go ahead and flash my record on the screen when it comes to my all-time units earned and my NBA units earned. Now, I will also go ahead and say I didn't get verified on Action, which is the app that I use to track all my bets. I didn't get verified on there until probably like 2 weeks ago. So all my picks as of two weeks ago have been on the app, or have been verified, but those are only spread picks and over-unders. So between the two, don't have a whole lot to bet on because you can't do props as a verified bet for whatever reason. I wish that you could, because I would be way better off. But it is what it is. So I just wanted to flash that on the screen really quick so you guys were able to see it. My NBA bets as well as my all-time units. Now, just wanted to address that because I'm not going to be addressing it anymore. I put it in my videos what I end up going the night before. I do a quick recap, and so I'm expressing it to you guys now. If you guys want to see my all-time bets and everything, you can follow me on Action. I do also do college football bets. I also do NFL bets. So if you guys are interested in anything like that, go ahead and follow me on Action. Okay, it's just King Sanders on Action. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do a quick recap. Yesterday was an awful day. Got to be completely honest. Hey, there's my dog. Hey, Missy. Anyway, so yesterday was a completely awful day. We ended up going 0-2 because the Warriors game, it did end up getting postponed. So since the Warriors game got postponed, we only had two bets. It was the Cavs to cover +2, which eventually found out that Bradley Beal was back in, which is very unfortunate. And then we also had the Nets in the 76ers over, and that did not hit as well. Neither team really did a whole lot other than Joel Embiid, so it was kind of a tough one, kind of a tough day, but I'm really excited to get into these plays. I have 4 spread picks, so if you guys are a fan of spread picks, make sure you guys stick around. So we're going to go ahead and dive straight into it, but first, something really doesn't feel right, so you know what, I'll be right back. Yes, sir, you guys see it here. We do have on the Bulls jersey today, so you guys know what that means. That means we are hammering the Bulls today. So we'll go ahead and start out with it. My first bet of the day is going to be the Bulls -3 versus the Indiana Pacers -110 odds. Bulls have been really great as of recently. Despite losing Lonzo Ball, despite losing Caruso, the team has still been a very solid team. They have covered in 4 straight games, and they've just been absolutely great recently. And then on top of that, the Bulls as an away favorite, for some reason, they play way better on the road, just as a team, I guess. So they, as an away favorite, they are 7-2 against the spread, covering this a lot more often than not. Now, for the flip side of this, the Pacers, they do have some injury struggles as of right now. It looks like McConnell is still out, unfortunately. Their breakout rookie, Chris Duarte, is out. And then it looks like Brogdon did get put in health and safety protocols. So it looks like he is going to be missing the game as well. So that definitely hurts the team quite a bit. The Pacers have only covered in 1 of their last 5 games. Not a very good team as of recently. I do personally like the Pacers, but they just haven't been very good recently. They've had trade talks, lots of trade talks. Talked about blowing it up, doing a complete rebuild, and they've talked about pretty much everything that you can really talk about when it comes to diminishing this team, absolutely rebuilding, deconstructing it, whatever you want to call it. They've talked about it. So, and then if you did just want to go ahead and take a look at the history of this bet, the Bulls have actually covered in 3 of their last 4 games against Indiana, as a whole. So they've been pretty good against Indiana, to be completely honest, and wasn't really expecting that because the Bulls haven't really been the best as of recently, but over the past years. But they've shown that they can definitely play good basketball against this Indiana team, and so I think that they're going to have it out for them, and I think there's that it's going to be a Bulls W today. So I had the Bulls -3 versus Indiana, -110 odds. Next play of the day is going to be, yes, I know, this is going to be the last time that we bet on them. If they let us down right here, never again on my channel are they getting put on there. But we have the Lakers -6 versus Portland -110 odds. The Lakers have covered the spread in the last 2 games. Hopefully they can make it 3 here. We have a lot of stats here that are going to show that it's possible, but we don't know with the Lakers. The Lakers, they have been awful this year, to say the least. And so you never truly know. The Portland is really beat up right now. Portland has a lot of injuries. They have a lot of issues going on right now. And I think that this game is mostly going to come down to the bench play from both sides. And so I do think that the Lakers have a little bit stronger of a bench. If you go ahead and take a look at Portland's bench, these are the players that are available off of Portland's bench. Cameron McGriff, CJ Elby, Reggie Perry, Brandon Williams, Greg Brown, and Jerron Cumberland. Have you ever heard of any of those guys? Because truthfully, I haven't heard much about them. So that is going to be the bench for Portland. Whereas the Lakers, they still have THT. They still have some other, decent players coming off the bench. So I do think that the Lakers can go ahead and cover the spread. On top of that, Portland has been really bad as of recently. They haven't covered in the last 3 games outright. And then if you look at them as an away team, they're even worse. They just play absolutely atrocious. As a road team, they are 3-11 against the spread on the road. So that is going to be my second play of the day. Lakers -6 versus Portland -110 odds. Like I said, they fail us here. You will never see another Lakers spread pick from me again. That's all I'm saying. Next play that we do have is going to be the Spurs +6.5 versus Memphis Grizzlies. Now, I know, -110 odds, by the way. I know Memphis has been playing great. Desmond Bane is starting to show up. They just got John Morant back. But hear me out for a second. The Spurs have kind of been slept on recently. Now, let me go ahead and let me explain. Not only in the last 4 games have they covered the spread, just outright have they covered the spread, but they have really done some damage. In their last 4 games, here is the game log over the last 4 games. They lost by 6, and that was to the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz are obviously a very good basketball team. They really do a great job on both sides of the floor. So they ended up losing to them by 6, covering the spread. Then they won by 35 against Detroit. I know Detroit's not a very good basketball team. I know that that's not a tremendous stat. But then they won by 28 against the Lakers. Now, I know the Lakers aren't necessarily a fantastic basketball team either, but they're still a pretty solid team. They do have LeBron James. They do have Russell Westbrook. So, I mean, when it comes to the Spurs team, who doesn't really have any true superstars like that, it's really great to see a team keeping it close, or actually blowing out the Lakers like that. It's just very uncommon. You don't see that often. And then their fourth pass game, they won by 24 against the Clippers. So they lost by 6, won by 35, won by 28, won by 24. Those are really large numbers. They have been really a really good basketball team as of recently, which is very surprising. On top of that, the Spurs on the road are actually a very solid team. They are 10-6 as the away team against the spread. And on the flip side of that, Grizzlies, surprisingly, are a very bad home team, which kind of shocked me when I saw this. But the Grizzlies are only 6-8 against the spread as the home favorite, so which is what they are in this situation. So I do think that the Spurs can go ahead and keep it close. I don't think they'll win, but I do think they can keep it close. So then our final play of the day is going to be the Suns -3.5 versus Boston -110 odds. Boston hasn't really been a tremendous basketball team as of recently. They've been blowing a lot of games right at the end. Excuse me, right at the end of the game, they've been blowing it, and it's just very, very tough to bet on a team like that. And the Suns, they're kind of the exact opposite. The Suns have been closing out games, and they've been very solid. So Phoenix does play really well on the road. Anytime that they are a road favorite, they have been 6-4 against the spread. So 60% of the time, this does cash. So I like my odds with that. And on the flip side, Celtics aren't very good when they are performing it like in front of their home crowd. They are just 7-8 against the spread as a home team. And now this one, I am so sick of this injury news. I got to be completely honest. I got to find a reliable website. So if you guys do know a reliable injury website, please link me to it. I would be willing to pay for it. Just please let me know what a good injury website is. But for right now, at this current moment, according to the injury news that we do have, Tatum is listed as out. So if Tatum is listed as out, obviously that's taking a superstar off of the floor, and so that is going to make it easier for the Suns to cover. So that is going to be my last play of the day. Suns -3.5 versus Boston -110 odds. Like I said, thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. I definitely didn't think I would be in this situation, but I'm so happy that I am. You guys have shown nothing but tremendous support as of recently, and it just makes me so incredibly happy. So I would love to be able to hit 700 subscribers, and I can't do that without your guys' help. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. But for now, this is King Center signing out. I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday, a fantastic new year. Make sure you guys stay safe and don't waste too much money. This is King Center signing out. Peace.